Good morning. This is Reverend Pam Geagan from the Center for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley in Camarillo, California. And we are together here doing the gratitude experiment this week in honor of Thanksgiving. And so before we even start, this is an experiment and it's a meditation and it is in embracing a new way of being because they've now done scientific studies, and we'll be going into this a little bit today, how gratitude and expressing gratitude increases your happiness quotient. And I always say, happiness is the way. You are happy, but the veils of things that hide that happiness, sometimes we need to go into the deep beyond within and bring them forward. So I suggest that you start, and you can even get a pen and paper as I'm beginning this, a gratitude journal, because you're going to want to track. And actually, this is going to be a 30-day journey. Now, we're only spending a week on it, but the tools, the spiritual tools and the gratitude tools I'll be giving you are what you'll be using for 30 days. And just track yourself and see how magnificent this experience is and this experiment is. And I just want to say this is so interesting because, like anything else, becoming happier and expressing more gratitude is something that is a mindset. And so I'm training my bangs. I'm training my bangs. I'm trying to grow them out. And so during this, as I grow my bangs out in this great experiment of gratitude, it is like every day I'm training my bangs. And so along with my bangs, I'm upping my gratitude list and being excited about life and the happiness it offers no matter what. And all the veils are removed now from this great thing called life, because anything that is less than that oneness, that happiness, that truth of being is a veil. And so we go beyond that. And in our gratitude journal, you'll see. So I'm going to start again just by connecting. And again, grab a pen and paper and start. And I'll tell you the list. And tomorrow I'll have a visual for you, a printed visual for you. I'll flash on the screen and you can copy it. So let's just take our energy wands and see that energy from heaven above, love from above, and see it coming right down through the crown of our chakra, our top chakra crown, and into our third eye. Seeing that third eye just open up. But we relax in, just relaxing in, and then going down to the throat chakra, opening that throat chakra. And then feel that energy going down the shoulders, and down the shoulders, into the arms, and feel that energy. Feel that electrifying energy that is now being directed by you. It is the energy that resides in and through and as you, expressing as you on this planet. So when we direct it with our thoughts, our words, our actions, then it is imprinted in a new way of being. That's what we're doing. We're, we're remembering who we are, that the beloved child of God. So now it goes down the upper arms, down to the elbows, down to the lower arms, and out, out, out the wrists and the hands and the fingers. And feel that electrifying energy. You can actually feel the current if you concentrate on it or think about it. And feel it and watch it flowing in and through and as you, visualizing it going out those fingertips. Now bring that energy right back up, coming back up and relaxing in, relaxing the shoulders, going down the neck, vertebrae by vertebrae, just listening to my voice, relaxing in. And then down the back, and coming around the heart chakra. And I always see the heart chakra opening with that lotus in the middle. And the perfection of what sits in the lotus, you decide in your vision. So that the perfection of what sits in the lotus could be a deity like Krishna, Buddha, Balaula, whoever you want it to be. Or it could just be the perfection of the seeds of the flowers itself, sitting there, open and receptive. And so it goes around the back, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And then coming around, back around the front to the solar chakras, the beautiful yellow solar chakra, and then coming back around the back, just wrapping around, relaxing the vertebrae, and then coming back down to the sacral chakra underneath the solar, underneath the belly button. And then that energy opening up also the root chakra between the legs. And then that energy flowing freely right down the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, out the feet. And then connecting to that middle earth, right down that middle earth. And seeing that light, that beautiful golden light or whatever color, it could be a white light for you. Seeing that light going right down to the middle earth and connecting to something. It could be someone holding it, a tree root, whatever. And again, it's important to ground because we're here in this 3D dimensional world. So now as the energy comes right back up, going out the crown chakra, again, coming all the way down, we're going to do the connecting breaths. With God is, I am, and two more. God is, I am. God is, I am silently. And so as I begin, I'll start with a little tutorial here on what the gratitude exercise is all about. And then we're going to do some gratitude affirmations, go into the quiet. But I'm going to set up parameters for you to use this to create the best way to express your gratitude. So Brother David Stendhal Rast said, gratefulness is the key to a happy life that we hold in our hands. So in honor of this Thanksgiving week, I will be sharing the scientific spiritual gratitude experiment that I invite you to join with me. And again, to be fully present, I am now going to just give you some tips on how to do that. We're going to be consciously practicing gratitude and remembering what we're grateful for. So you can stop ignoring what makes you happy, which means grateful for what makes you consciously happy. So when we say that, what we're doing is we take things for granted many, many times. And so our happiness and gratitude consciousness are tied one to the other. And UC Davis professor Dr. Emmons has done a study on this. He's made it a life work of the science of gratitude for over 10 years. And so one of the experiments he conducted was with a test. And so 3 groups, he divided a group, I believe, of 100 into 3 groups. And the first group, Group A, were asked to keep a journal. Group B were asked to write daily, Group A, and write in their journal every night what they were grateful for. Group B was asked to write down all of their complaints and their unhappiness, the things that annoyed them daily. And then Group C just were free-flowing ideas, whatever you wanted to write down. If a bat crossed the sky, if a fly crossed the sky, if a sun was rising, just write anything that makes you feel good, bad, indifferent, anything. And it is no surprise that Group A had a much higher level of well-being than the other 2 groups. Not only did they sleep better, they exercise more too, along with it. So, Group A's commitment to write down what they were grateful for kick-started their brain, and so it's time together as we kickstart yours to begin a wellness journal today. So, before going to sleep, spend a few minutes and write down during this exercise. And I suggest you do it for 30 days, even when I give you all the information to continue it on. And then check at the end of that 30 days, even at the end of this week, how amazingly well you feel. So at the end of this Thanksgiving week, look at the list. I believe you'll be surprised at how long it is that you're grateful for. And so how we do this is there are suggestions how you do this. And not only do you write down what you're grateful for, but you connect with someone that you are grateful for. You can write them a letter, give them a call, and then after that, write down how you feel, how relieved and happy it's made you feel to express your gratitude. And I bet at the end of this experiment, or at even the end of the day, from writing or calling or just emailing, texting, whatever it is, you're going to feel so much happier, and you're going to feel pretty darn awesome, as I say. So I just want to recap just briefly. I suggest for those, by the way, this is a side note, I would suggest that you break down how you do this into different groups. And so what you would do is you would do things you are grateful for, people you are grateful for, actions you are grateful for, and creative ideas you're grateful for expressing. So capturing gratitude is becoming a way to share that gratitude. Remember that gratitude. Imprint that gratitude in and through and as you. So I just go back now to we want to heighten the awareness, and how we do this is writing things down at the end of the day, and for picking one person, even if it's not more, just one person, place, or thing you want to share your gratitude with and how happy you are. So now we are going to go in and just think of someone you would like to express your gratitude to today. Someone you would like to say thank you to. Someone who influenced your life in ways that no one else ever has. Ways that open your mind. Your heart, your beingness. And so today, if you don't have your journal already, I will be asking you questions like, think of someone who influenced your life and continues maybe to influence your life, whether they're here or in the heaven world. And find out what it is that you liked so much about what they honored you with and supported you with and made you feel so good on this planet. And just write it down. And as you write down, if you want to, or come back and listen to this broadcast again, for this information, I'll share the two people at different times, although related, that inspired me and supported me in ways no one ever did. And of course, my parents loved me and supported me, my dad especially. But these two people are my Girl Scout leader, Jeanette Matthews, who's been in the heaven world a long, 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 long time. And she was the first woman to graduate from the New York Board of Lawyers in New York City as a lawyer. And at that time, no one would hire a woman as a lawyer. So she ended up in the legal department at one of the government, I think, Social Security systems, or maybe, I don't even know if they had Social Security at that time, but I know it was at the beginning of the Social Services or Social Security Department. She became a teacher. And then as I was a young girl, she was my mentor in many, many ways. And then as I graduated from high school, and I graduated at 16, I started to go to college. I did go to college, and Jeanette worked in the motion picture industry. And she said, come work with me. Come work with me, and you can just be the, the board operator. We didn't have, that's how old this is. We had a board with the switchboard with lots of switches calling in. And from that, I ended up working on and off in Hollywood forever, including starting my own video company, working as a broadcaster, as a producer, writer, and creating a children's program. And so she inspired me to do that. And her daughter today, brilliant, just a brilliant, brilliant girl who married at one time the head of the political science department of Berkeley. And they're still married. They live in Palm Desert right now. Now, the other one was her sister, and I just called her Aunt Anne. Jeanette was always Jeanette, but Becca, her daughter, Jeanette's daughter, always called Aunt Anne, Aunt Anne. And so after Jeanette actually made her transition into the heaven world, Aunt Anne lived in Leisure Village by me. And I became very bonded to her in her brilliance. She was a mathematical genius, and she was so wise and so, it's not loving, but supportive, and made me think over and over and over again. She was very politically active. She was the head of the treasury at Leisure Village at one time, and so eloquently spoken. And I would sit at her feet sometimes, literally, and just listen to her story. And again, she worked at something that no longer exists right now. It was Republic Pictures in New York when she was a young girl. So all of these inspirational people helped me discover and create not only who I was, but they were people with boundaries too. They had certain things that they did a certain way, and I learned that way of doing things, which made me happier to have boundaries once in a while. I kind of grew up boundaryless in some ways. So think of someone, and I thank them every day. They're still, now this relationship has gone, oh my gosh, now for over 70 years. And even though they're in the heaven world, these two women, Anne actually made her transition at 101, and she, I believe it was 100 or 101, and that was a few years back. So I have had this relationship with these women ongoing, even though they're in the heaven world. I thank them every day just automatically. So think about someone you want to thank in the heaven world by writing them, by calling them, or just someone like I do in the heaven world, just today to begin. And now I'm going to do some affirmations. Just take you in and have you think about who you would like to thank. Just maybe even in the quiet for a moment. Just go into that quiet as I play the Kashi bells too. finding even one thing, one person to be grateful for today in the quiet. And so as I come out of the reverie, I am closing with my gratitude list for today. I am grateful for each and every one of you and the aspect, that divine aspect within you that connects with my heart. And I think of someone I am grateful for. And I am grateful for Aunt Anne, literally, who still 90% of the time, as I emulated her, she never left a dirty dish in the sink before she left home. I would say 90% of the time, I never leave home with dirty dishes in the sink. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that habit that is instilled in my mind as she still speaks to me in my dreams and my beingness. I am using paper and pen by tonight, writing my gratitude list. And either writing someone a letter or calling or emailing and saying thank you. And what I know now scientifically is whether going to visit friends, going outside in nature, I'm aware my level of happiness stays constant. But by consciously practicing gratitude and remembering what I am grateful for, I stop ignoring what makes me normally happy, which means being grateful makes me consciously happier. And so as I leave you today, if you want to even let me know it at our emails, Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley @gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. And who knows, maybe you'll be grateful to me after this whole experiment. Anyway, I love each and every one of you. The power and the presence is you. God as you is you, expressing in and through all of life. And so namaste, peace out. I love each and every one of you. Mwah! Have a blessed day, and I'll see you tomorrow on the flip side. Happy Thanksgiving week.